Previously on Half Minute Hero, we were blown away to an entirely different continent, but at least we're still alive. One thing you'll probably notice right off the bat is that the overworld music isn't as cheerful as it used to be. The situation is more dire, you could say, now that we've learned that Noir and company are getting really close to resurrecting their own goddess. Who that is, or what she's capable of, we don't know, but we do know we need to put an end to it. So we can't activate the floodgate, and unsurprisingly, the bandit trio had something to do with it. This starts a section where there's a ton of doors and tunnels I can go into, but only 2 of them have anything at all at the end. So don't even worry about the rest, because they just lead to dead ends. May be wondering what's in that tent that I've just passed about 3 times. This is one of those pesky stages where there's 2 ways to beat it, so don't worry, I do go in there eventually, it's just that what's in there doesn't concern what we're trying to do in this method. Some people collect stamps, others rocks, and even some bottle caps here and there. A handle collection is something kind of oddly specific, if you ask me, and I'm not entirely sure why Larry would be so fascinated in them in the first place. Nonetheless, we got what we need, so let's just go ahead and smack this evil lord upside the head. Like I said earlier, there is another way to beat this stage, ignoring the floodgate entirely. Let's just swim to the Evil Lord's castle. How the heck were you able to catch me if I was in the middle of the water? Looks like we're gonna have to find whoever owns this beach before we can make our way across. I don't like the sound of the deal I just made, but for the sake of saving the world, there isn't a whole lot I'm not willing to do. The game throws you a bone there, realizing that with the swimmer ring, there's a good chance you haven't been able to kill any of the monsters on this stage. I only managed to kill that one at the start because I'm using some of the super secret equipment from the demon path. If you didn't grab those, the Evil Lord falls quickly to this $10 bomb. Normally I would put it to a vote in the thread which path you'd like to see first, but both paths are only one stage long. So I'm just going to do the north one, then the south one, then the one they both lead to. There's honestly only two noteworthy things about this stage. One being the ally we're going to get, and the other being a random encounter that I'll show off in a moment. The new party member, although I really like him, isn't anything to write home about. We don't need to do anything to recruit him, he just shows up when we walk towards the Evil Lord's castle. With Sebastian in tow, let's go find that hidden monster. It's kind of painfully obvious where it's hiding. There's only one offshoot in this linear map, and it looks different than the rest of the stage. That was it. It was a cat snake. It tries to run away from you, but if you catch up and kill it, you're rewarded with a ton of cash and levels. Leaves us with nothing else to do but buy the stage's equipment and topple the giant. I guess you could say that being 50 feet tall was Dagash's Achilles heel. Well, if you couldn't guess from just the intro, this stage can get kind of annoying. The only way to make money in this stage is to repeat menial tasks. The problem with that is that now it really feels like I'm playing an RPG and doing fetch quests and stuff like that. There's only 2 different jobs we can do, but we can't reliably do the one in the eastern town until about level 10 or so let's just tackle this one for the time being. First job we can do is just breaking rocks. I'm not entirely sure what kind of operation they've got going on here. It doesn't make sense to me. They're paying me to break rocks, but what do they get out of it? You can smash rocks indefinitely in that cave and never get anything interesting out of them, so it would seem that they're just making me do labor for shits and giggles. Then, after I earn 1,000 gold, I can pay a guard to let me go. So I'm being paid to break rocks, and I'm paying him to leave. Net gain, some broken rocks, and I'm gone. What is the chairman profiting from? Well, I may be strong enough to beat the Evil Lord, but I certainly don't have enough money to leave. I do, however, have a high enough level to tackle the second job. Mo, I have kicked your ass too many times to count. Why do you think I'm not strong enough? Second job is basically the same thing as before, except now the things I'm trying to smash will fight back. This job kind of makes more sense, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. They're paying me to protect the town, sort of, but I still don't understand how the chairman is making any money out of my endeavors. Theoretically, I could pay to leave now. I have 1,000 gold, but I want to be able to afford the new shoes in this stage. I would like to rewind time, just to be safe to have 30 seconds to fight the Evil Lord, and after that, there's still something special, which you haven't seen yet, that I need to chip in 500 gold for. I accidentally just did that job one more time than I'm allowed to do, so I didn't get paid for it. That's what I get for not keeping count, I guess. Suppose we'll just go see what Mo wants. I'm pretty sure we're a high enough level that he'll think we're strong. Mo, I'm sorry. I don't trust you. Never have, never will. try and tell me that wasn't touching. The world around him is literally threatening to blow up at any moment, and Hero still finds time to help his fellow man. But what if we were enticed by Moe's silver tongue? Unlike earlier stages where, say, the one where the lightning strikes the town and destroys it, even if I beat this stage before the volcano erupts, the volcano will still erupt. So it's not like I can just grind and beat the stage before then. I'm actually going to have to go out of my way to help the village. Conveniently enough, the lava from the volcano can be stopped with 2 rocks that just happen to be perched in just the right spot for me to push them in the way. I should probably get on that. Unfortunately, the volcano has erupted. The town is destroyed and 2 people have died. Their blood is on Hero's hands. If only... well, I just went back in time and everything is back to normal. Thanks, Time Goddess. Now that both the rocks are set in place, let's let the volcano erupt to make damn sure this will work, because honestly, I'm kind of skeptical that this will actually do anything. Well, what do you know? That's all it took. Guess the lava erupting out of the volcano wasn't all it's cracked up to be. Normally, this tent here in the east is filled with refugees from the village. However, since I rewound time, everyone still thinks the village is going to be destroyed, so all the refugees are still here. If you'd save the town, they all move back into town, and that's how I was able to buy the sword. But, doesn't matter, the town is safe, even if the volcano erupts. Let's go beat the evil lord. as always, what if we didn't save the town?